The number one question I get from freelance copywriters and other creatives and service providers is, how do I get clients? And I've been telling you for a long time now, you create lots of content and put it out on the internet and build up a loyal following who wants to do business with you. The question has always been, well, where do I put the content? What kind of content? And I've always told you, first and foremost, podcasting. Why? Because that's the way I built my business. I've done over 676 episodes now, I think. 676 weeks in a row I've done this podcast, and it's been the number one way I've built my business. I've had clients who listened to one episode of the podcast, watched one YouTube video, and then instantly invested $25,000 or more with me and my company. That happens more and more frequently than you imagine. And you can enjoy this same benefit by putting your own podcast on YouTube today. Don't wait. This is a huge opportunity. Podcasting is the best way to build an emotional bond and forge the connections between you and your right fit clients and customers. And YouTube knows this. And here's the newsflash most people don't really even know. YouTube is already the number one podcasting platform on the planet. Bigger than Apple, bigger than Spotify. YouTube hosts more podcasts. Now, not all of them are on-screen video podcasts. Many are channels where people have taken their old audio podcasts and uploaded the audio to YouTube with maybe an animated slide or a slideshow, something like that. We're talking about an actual video podcast, which if you're doing any podcasting at all, you're already doing it. All you need to do is turn on the camera, and it could be the camera in your phone. You don't have to make this too complicated. You can start with your phone. But the point is, do it today, because YouTube, even though they're already number one, they want to irrevocably, incontestably own the podcast mountain. So they've invested heavily in podcasting in the last few months. They now have a dedicated page for video podcasts. If you go to youtube.com/podcasts, there it is. This is a great opportunity for you as a copywriter or other content creator to start a video podcast on the platform and maybe even start monetizing your content in passive ways. Let's get into the 7 reasons why you need a YouTube video podcast now, especially if you're a copywriter or other professional service provider. It's true for any business. It's not just copywriters, but especially my copywriters who come to me asking, how do I get clients? And other creatives who say, how do I get customers? This is how. The number one reason you need a video podcast on YouTube, as I said earlier, is podcasting remains the best way to forge a bond between you and your right fit clients and customers. Video just amplifies this effect. And don't get too caught up in the technology and worried about, well, I got to go buy expensive cameras. I got to learn how to edit video. No, you don't. Just do the podcast you're already doing and turn on the video camera. Simple. Reason number 2, you need a video podcast on YouTube now. YouTube is already, as I said earlier, the number one platform for podcasts, and they are doubling down on that territory. They've hired a dedicated team for the podcasting division. They're securing partnerships. They've gone to, as I understand it, they've gone to NPR and said, we would like to produce your shows for video and put them on YouTube. They're making those kinds of deals. This all makes it a great time to start a video podcast on YouTube. Reason number 3, you need a video podcast on YouTube right now. They've already introduced podcast functionality into the platform. They allow you to upload any video and optimize it for podcasts by using a square image, podcast art as the thumbnail, by setting playlists as podcasts. So like in my case, I had a bunch of podcasts I had done both on video and audio. I simply put those in a playlist called podcast, and instantly I have the podcast badge. I'm listed in the podcast page, and it's a podcast just like that. They're pushing podcasts out through different distribution channels with the potential for your video podcast to be distributed on YouTube Music in the future. That's millions of listeners who could be introduced to your podcast through YouTube Music just because you have a podcast already on YouTube. Reason number 4, you need to have a video podcast on YouTube right now is they have created a page at youtube.com/podcasts that features highlighted shows and curated clusters of different kinds of podcasts that means your discoverability for your keywords is very high. These are all new people who could discover your show organically. Remember how it used to be in the good old days of organic audience building? It's back. People ask me so often, how do I build an audience, Ray? I can't afford ads. I can't go out and spend money like Mr. Beast to buy viewers or listeners. How do I build an audience? You put out lots of content, and you don't pass up opportunities like this just because this wasn't on your calendar for the year. You don't put this off and say, I'll do it next year. The opportunity is now. You do it now. Reason number 5, you need to get a video podcast up on YouTube immediately. YouTube's algorithm is going to show users a personalized homepage with the video podcast they're likely to enjoy. Think about that for a moment. Your fans will attract more listeners and viewers like themselves when YouTube starts making recommendations to other people that you want to become your clients, customers, and subscribers. This is how you get audience growth on automatic pilot. Reason number 6, you as a copywriter or any other service provider or any entrepreneur for that matter, need to have a video podcast on YouTube in 2023. It allows your target audience, your right fit clients and customers, to consume audio and video content from you, and notably from other genres as well. So not only could you get recommended to people who don't know you yet, but you want them to know you, you get recommended to people in other genres who maybe haven't even thought about copywriting or design or feng shui of a business or massage therapy or whatever it is you teach and make available to people as products and services. And for educators, this is huge as well, because being included in the listings with other genres and other kinds of podcasts gives you opportunity to do what I call lateral marketing. And lateral marketing is one of the best areas of uncontested potential niche audience that is available to you anywhere. We'll be talking more about this in an upcoming video on lateral marketing. Subscribe and watch for it. It's going to be killer. Reason number 7, you need a video podcast on YouTube today is YouTube is competing directly with Spotify and Apple by offering a complete ecosystem with ad-free videos, music, and podcasts. Now, even though that's available to premium subscribers to YouTube, the ad-free part, everybody else will still get served ads, and that's good for you because it gives you the opportunity to take advantage of the unique potential for market share. You create content that attracts viewers and listeners, that lets YouTube play their ads for people who are not buying the premium version of YouTube. That's potential new listeners and subscribers to your show that you get for free. Maybe even you get paid ad revenue. Now, ad revenue is not going to be the way you make the big money with your YouTube channel. We'll talk more about that in the next episode. But it is a way you can create some passive income, and some income is better than none, and new audience share. Take advantage of this now while it's hot. This is one of those moments when you're going to look back if you don't do this and you're going to say, man, I really missed it when I didn't do that YouTube video podcast thing that Ray and other people told me to do. You need to do this now. Take it from a guy who's built his business on doing 10 years of an audio podcast and seeing the benefits of that. And now we've moved it to a video podcast, and it's like I'm starting all over again with the numbers I brought with me. So I've got my millions of downloads in the bag already, so to speak, but now I've got momentum already as a video podcast. And if you're starting from scratch, don't worry about that. I've already seen people start video podcasts and in just a few weeks get hundreds or even thousands of new subscribers just because they showed up on video with their podcast. And the more you can niche it down and the more you can dial in your niche on YouTube, you don't have to compete with the big million subscriber channels. You can carve out your own place, be a category of one, and win and make lots of money and have lots of fun in the meantime. And it's not hard to do. Wondering how you're going to create this video podcast? It's so much easier than you think. Check out our new course we just released today called Video Podcasting for Copywriters and Creatives. It's an incredibly affordable investment that'll pay you back in huge dividends. Check it out. Go to rayedwards.com/vidpod. That's rayedwards.com/vidpod. Now, this is not just any old slapdash video course on how to create a podcast. It's done by the person I hired as my video strategist and head editor, and the person with whom I consult about my own video podcast, Diana Gladney. This course is top of the market. Check out this sample of what you're getting.
Are you struggling to stand out in today's crowded online market? Do you want to learn a content marketing strategy that will help you connect with your audience on a deeper level? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Video Podcasting for Copywriters. In this course, you'll learn how to create a powerful content marketing strategy that will help you reach and engage your audience in new ways you never thought possible. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your content is getting lost in the noise of the internet? Like, no matter how much effort you put into your writing, it just isn't getting the traction you want? Well, what if I told you there is a way to break through the noise to connect with your audience in a way that truly resonates and builds a loyal following that will stick with you for years to come? That's exactly what you'll learn in this course. So buckle up, get ready to learn, and let's start creating a video podcast that will change the game for your business. Let's dive in.
So you want to get in that course as soon as possible, like today? Do it now. Go to rayedwards.com/vidpod. And let me know in the comments, do you already have a video podcast on YouTube? And if not, when are you starting? Can't wait to hear from you. Till next time, live long and prosper.